Hey guys, and I'm back at you again with another video, and this one is going to be a little bit special today because this one, um, this particular version of a movie that I recently tracked down, which I've been tracking down for a while, and that is the Chinese edition of Rumble in the Bronx. And as we all know, most of us are familiar with this one, the New Line Cinema cut, the one that came out in America in 1996. Everyone knows this one by now. But I've been looking for this version for a while because I want to know the I wanted to know the differences between the two, and yeah, this one is very rare. I got it off eBay for $7.99. I mean, you can't beat that. And it's underneath a company called Funny, which it doesn't really exist anymore. And these ones are they've released this one, First Strike, and a couple of other of his movies, Thunderbolt and Who Am I believe too. But yeah, this is very very rare, and I'm gonna show you the inside. This is what it looks like. Yeah, and it's a Chinese import, so all of it's in Chinese, but it's all region, so it works in the DVD player no matter where you live or what kind of player you have, whether it's region free or region A like I have. But and as you see on the spine here, it says "No fear, no stuntman, no equal, not rumble in the Bronx" in the title here. That's what it says. But it says "Rumble in the Bronx, Jackie Chan" right up here. It's like a little sticker thing. But I think it's cool how they still had the original cover art that we're all used to from the American version, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm going to be talking about comparisons, the differences between the two. In this version, we had like the plane coming in and stuff, and it lands, and then it cuts to where we see Kyung in the airport leaving, and then he sees Uncle Bill and stuff like that. But in this one, we get the Golden Harvest, you know, intro happening, and then we just see Jackie at the airport, and he runs into Uncle Bill. So, the intro to these two are very different. And also the dialogue in this is very different compared to the American version. When he talks to Uncle Bill in the car, um, they talk about him being a cop in Hong Kong and him having a girlfriend over in Hong Kong, which was never mentioned in the English dub of this. So that's another interesting thing that they didn't um, dub over in English when they did the English version. For some reason, they always change the dialogue differently for the American versions, which I don't know why, but I mean, it was alright with me. I mean, I personally didn't have anything against it, but for some people, I could understand why it would be frustrating for you. But and also there's like a couple of guys in here that steal from the store and stuff like that. Uncle Bill lets them get away with it, and then later on, Kyung stops them from stealing, and they just take off. And then there was one scene where one of them was stealing, and they punched Elaine in the face, which is played by Anita Mui, which I didn't see that coming. Like, that was crazy. And then there's other scenes where, what's it called? That the wedding scene that Uncle Bill has is a lot longer. In this one, like, Elaine buys the supermarket at the wedding. The dialogue is different compared to this. And like during the wedding, Uncle Bill's wife sings and stuff like that. And then they have a Chinese, like, traditional thing going on, and they're singing in Chinese. And it's a pretty cool scene. I wish they actually kept that in the American version because I thought it was pretty cool. And the scene where Jackie exercises is a little bit longer too. Like, not like a whole lot longer, but like a little bit longer. And also the sequence when uh, Nancy and the other girl, who are street racing on the motorbikes, is a little bit longer too. I noticed watching this movie. I haven't watched this one in a while, but I could tell like the differences between the two. And let's see, and also the whole movie is in Chinese, and it has the original subtitles, burned in, the non-removable ones that have the Chinese symbols above them, and then it has the English subtitles on the bottom of it, which is how it was in Hong Kong when they released this movie. This movie, and Jackie Chan's all his other movies are released the same way. And that I didn't expect, and also like the picture quality in this is very junky. It looks like it was just ripped from the VHS tape. But I'd say like the best picture quality is the Blu-ray. The DVD is good too, but if you want the best of the best, I suggest getting the Blu-ray. I mean, if you have this one, like you might be alright, but if you want to look better picture quality, I suggest getting this one, the Warner Brothers Blu-ray. It's very nice. Picture is fantastic. I haven't watched this Blu-ray in a long time, but the picture quality was phenomenal in my opinion. Hopefully later on in the years we'll get another re-release of this with better picture quality and a version that has the like the way it was supposed to be, like Chinese and in English, not the whole movie being in Chinese like this one is. Like, kind of like what they did with Mr. Nice Guy, like have the Chinese language when they were speaking Chinese and had the subtitles, and then it's fully in English, but like, you know what I mean, and just have the Chinese speaking parts in it and with subtitles, and then have the English speaking dialogue without subtitles, something like that. Hopefully we'll get a version like this. We'll get a version like that of this someday. Hopefully, Warner Brother Archive could release something like that. Although Warner Brothers already released this one, like I said, as you can see, there's the Warner Brothers logo there. But hopefully they'll release something like that, or maybe some other company will in the future. We'll see. But yeah, also like the dialogue between Uncle Bill and Kyung is different in this. Like, it's not mentioned in this version that Kyung's dad was shot and killed by somebody. But I mean, he is mentioned that he died, but we don't know how. But we do in this version he was assassinated by a robber, I believe, or something. And in this one, we don't know that Jackie's a cop, but he is in Hong Kong. And there's also like some more sequences, like after Kyung gets beat up. Like the when he runs into them, like in this one he just runs into them, but in this one he has an altercation with them before that and stuff like that, and they go and like destroy the place and whatever, take whatever, like the gang takes whatever they want from the supermarket and stuff like that. But yeah, and there's a whole bunch of other different changes too, like the part where he gets hit by the shattered glass bottles, like that's a little bit longer, and let's see, also like a lot of the dialogue is different compared to the two. We're probably all used to this version with the dialogue by now, but this one is a little bit different. In certain scenes, it's a lot different, and the sequence where after the bad guys leave, afraid of Kyung for beating them up, that one guy, basically is impressed by Kyung's kung fu. That's a little bit longer too, and which is a pretty funny part of the movie. And a lot of the bad language was also cut out when they were doing the subtitles. Like they say the F word in this a few times, but they didn't have it in this version. But Yeah, I thought it was a really good experience to see the Chinese version of this, and there is a version of Funny that has, well, no, excuse me, there's another DVD put out by Funny that has the Chinese version of First Strike, which is one I want to get my hands on. Hopefully I will someday. But my friend Perry Fan 49, my friend on YouTube, definitely check him out. He has a huge Jackie Chan collection. If you want to check him out, definitely check him out. He's awesome. Very nice guy too. But yeah, if you're watching this, Perry Fan 49, the picture quality in the First Strike, I know you said that you didn't watch it yet, but just so you know that the picture quality is going to be looking pretty junky. Like I said with this one, it's going to be looking like that they just ripped it from the VHS tape, and it has the non-removable subtitles, original subtitles, that it was as it was shown in Hong Kong cinemas as it first came out. So be aware of that. Hopefully, we'll have a cleaned up version of that too, First Strike, on Blu-ray or something. And yeah, like there's like a lot of more like different, you know, changes and stuff like that. Dialogue wise and stuff like that. I'm not gonna go over like every single detail. It'll take so long, but yeah. This one is like a little over 100 minutes, and this version's 90 minutes, so it's a little bit longer. It's like 14, 15 minutes longer, I think, or maybe even like a little bit more than that, I think, something like that. But yeah, I'd say this version is like the best version. The only problems I had with it were the picture quality and the whole movie being Chinese, like not having Cantonese and in English, and also it was like redubbed over in Mandarin. Like it didn't sound like it was actually Jackie's voice, or maybe it could have been. I don't know. Probably could have been, but also I got this used, believe it or not, and as you can see, it's not in so bad condition. I don't know if you guys can see that. Probably not. Well, yeah, like that. I don't mean to blind you, but that's what it looks like. And yeah, like it didn't skip at all. In the in the middle of it, I mean, it paused for like a couple seconds and then it continued on, but that's about it. So I even told the seller about it, but he didn't know. He didn't watch the movie. It was movies that he was selling for a friend of his. So, but I'm not worried about it though. That happens with DVDs sometimes too. How like they'll pause for a couple seconds and then they'll continue on. So, I mean, it's not that serious, because plus like the movie didn't skip at all too. So I don't think it had something to do with the disc. Plus it's only like minimal scratches. So I think that if it really was, like the disc being an issue, I think it probably would have skipped like throughout, but that wasn't the case. So it is what it is, and I'm not selling it too. I'm not selling back to the seller or anything. I'm keeping it because it's a rare item. It's worth a lot of money. I don't know how much it's worth, but it's worth a lot of money now. So yeah, if you come across it, definitely pick it up. You better buy it because it's out of print. But if you have this version, great. It's really, really good. And it's one of my favorite Jackie Chan movies of all time. It was one of those movies where I wanted to see so badly when I was very little, but I wasn't allowed to because it was rated R. But I saw it when I was a little bit older, like 7, 8 years old. Because, Jackie doesn't really have a whole lot of, sex, nudity stuff in his movies. So a lot of young people will see his movies even though they're not 17, mainly because of it not being, you know, so much involved with sex, because he's not into that type of stuff for his movies. For those who don't know, but yeah, he's a great martial artist. This movie is awesome. I love it. I've seen it countless times. I can't recommend it enough. Definitely check it out. Check out the Chinese version if you haven't already. If you've seen this version, if you're curious about extra scenes, definitely check it out. So that is it. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.